Hi everybody, this is Grace, and I want to wish you happy holidays for this 2018 season. And I just wanted to share this with you. This is my Christmas gift to the gals who take my classes, and to show them my appreciation for their company. I want to I have made some kits to complete this. Now, this is entirely made out of wood with the exception of this wooden piece up here, um, this wooden piece, and of course the base. Everything else is totally paper. Okay, so now, what was I going to show you? You can use the Tim Holtz top piece and other piece. Where is it? I have it here somewhere, but I only have a couple of them and not enough to do everybody's kit. So, well, I can't find it right now. So, what I do is I just have these pieces, and then I have two other ones I've wood glued together, and then I just put them on there and wood glue it to the base here. And I'll give you a closer look at this. Let me see. There are dies, mostly dies in here. Yeah, so I'll show you the dies. But you can make this with lights too, but I didn't, that was going to get a little too complicated for a class and for a kid. So I just decided to do it this way. You see the cute little bunnies here. There's some uh, deer in the background and a couple of deer here, snowflakes and some ribbons. Anyway, so I'm going to get started on this and show you how to do this little project. So it's really very simple. Now they do have dies. Let me zoom back out here. There, they have, they do have dies that you can use to make this frame, but they limit you into one size. So I figured out how to do it just on my own. What do I got in there? Anyway, got something on there. Anyway, so I don't want it to get messed up, so I cleaned this after all this time. I clean it every now and then, but I just don't want anything getting on my paper because it's white paper, so I got to be careful. So what I did to start with, I used a little bit heavier weight cardstock. You know, I thought I had 110, but this doesn't feel quite like 110. Anyway, this is a piece that is 11 inches wide and 4 1/4. So that's one sheet cut in half. All right, so we're going to start with that. Okay, and then I also have another piece here that is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So you can get 4 of these out of one sheet, but you only need 2. So it takes 1 1/2 sheet of white paper just to do the frame, okay? So how we're going to do this, I wanted to do it so that, well, I wanted it to come out to 4 1/4. So I started this. I wanted the width of the frame, the width meaning this part right here. I wanted it to be, I originally did it 1 inch by 1 inch by 1 inch, 5 times because one's got to overlap. But it took up too much of this space. So then I decided to drop it down to 3/4. So when I dropped this down to 3/4 and kept this at 1 inch, it came out exactly to 4 1/4. So let me show you how to do that. So this is deeper than it is wide. So that's the thinking on that. So in order to do that, I'm going to start out with a 3/4 score, and then I'm going to give it an inch. So that'll take me over to 1 3/4. Okay. Then I'm going to give it 3/4 from there. So that will take me 1, 2, 3 over to 2 1/2. From 2 1/2, I'm going to add an inch. Okay, and that'll leave me with 3/4 inch here. So what you've got here, I don't know if you can see the score lines, but you've got 3/4, 1 inch, 3/4, 1 inch, 3/4. This one will overlap this one. So the way let me just go ahead and finish these other ones. So I'm going to do it again. 3/4, 1 3/4, 2 1/2, and then 3 1/2. I'm going to do the same thing on these. Okay. So these are 5 1/2 long, so I got to score on the 4 1/4 mark here. So 3/4, 1 3/4, 2 1/2, 3 1/2. Okay. And the last one is going to be 3/4, 1 3/4, 2 1/2, and 3 1/2. There. All right. Put that away. Now, what I'm going to do is we have to trim part of this off. Okay, so I'm going to just bring my thing over here. So we're going to do all of these exactly the same. Okay, we've got these laid out like this with the lines going this way. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to take it over 3/4 inch, and I'm going to cut just the first part of that. I'm not even going to go all the way to the line because I don't want to go over it. Okay, so up to 3/4 back over here. Okay, so that's 3/4 down from the right edge. And I'm going to come close but not go over the second line. Okay, and I'm doing these all in the same positions. You don't have to worry about right, left, top, bottom. Just do them all exactly the same. I'm going to finish this off with scissors. Okay, 3/4 inch here and there. Okay, so we've got that. Cut that down. So I don't know if you can see, but I'll explain it to you. So on this end, I've scored a line 3/4 inch to the left of this edge, and I haven't gone all the way to the second line. So I'm cutting through the second line, and I'm going to go right to that score line there, the second score line. Okay, and then I'm going to rotate this, and from the third score line, this score line, I'm going to cut right over to that spot. Okay, so it's going to look like that. Okay, this is going to be 11, 11, angled, and then 10 1/4 here. Okay, from this edge across. I'm going to do that with all of them. I'm going to take this one. I'm going to finish this edge right to the very score line, and I'm going to find my other. Sometimes it's even hard for me to see. From there over to there. Now you can do this with a craft knife. You can do it with your cutter, but I just find it easier to do part of it with my trimmer, and then finish it off with my scissors. Okay, like that. And the last one, just cut that there, and find my score line over here, right there. You can put a pencil mark if it's hard for you to see, but, and then angle it across over to that spot right there. Okay, and using this method, you can make your frames square, rectangle, whatever size you want. Well, you're limited only by your paper, but you could make it 11 by 11, 10 by 10, 6 by 6, 3 by 3, whatever you want. You can also have the freedom to make your thicknesses whatever you want. If you wanted a 1/2 inch and an inch and a 1/2 inch and an inch, whatever you want to do, you can do that. Okay, so now that I've got these done, I'm going to go ahead and just press down the score lines. There's 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this together, and I'm going to overlap these two. So the two side ones are 3/4 of an inch, so they're going to match. This one and this one are 3/4. They're going to match. The one in the middle is going to match. So you come up with this, and you see from the end that this is 3/4, this is 1 inch, this is 1 inch, and this is 3/4. So it all matches up. Now we got to glue it together. Now I like to have my this on the inside of this, okay, not on the outside. If it's on the outside, it's okay, but you see this line here. So I'd rather put it on the inside. So I'm going to lay it down like this and take my glue, put my glue on this flap that's got it folded up, and then with it folded up like that, I can just press this right on over like that. Okay, just like that. Okay, and then I'm going to take it back this way, just to square it off, kind of, just kind of, sort of. Okay, you can use your bone folder for that, but I'm not going to. All right, do the same thing for this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'm going to put this, the shorter flap, turn it in, and put some glue on it. Then I'm going to take this and fold it right over on top of it, just like that. Okay. I'm going to do the exact same. Oh, I'm going to go back this way. Kind of squares it off. Okay, that one's a little bit off. Kind of force it. I want that score to be, corner to be really squared off. So I'm going to do this. Okay. I don't know how I got that a little bit off, but it'll be okay. And then this one, hold on 1 second. Oh, everything's fine. Okay. The kids are at the roller skating rink, and I got to keep an eye on my phone. My grandkids. All right, so there's that, and this. And I score this right. It's just that when you fold it, it might roll one way or the other, so you have to watch out for that. Okay, so see, I've put that like that, and I don't want that like that, so I want that on the inside. So I'll fold that in, put my glue on here. Press that down, roll it over, and press it down again. And then the last one. I always kind of start these at the center like this and press out to the sides instead of starting at one end. And it probably is a good idea if you use a bone folder. I rely a little too much on my fingers. All right, so again, we're going to fold the short one in. I'm going to fold this in like this, fold it up, put some glue on it, Oh my, getting a little clogged there. Hope I got enough to get this stick. Come on, come on, come on. Okay, and then I'm going to fold this over, press it down on that, roll it, press it down again. I think it's going to be good. Okay. So now I'm going to clean this real quick. I'll just put the pin in. Okay, so now what you've got are these. Now when you put these together, you want to always make sure, you always want to make sure all your angles, see there's only one angle on this whole piece. You want to make sure that that angle is faced up, okay? So this angle needs to be faced up, okay? Now you're going to have angle and a square, angle and a square, okay? And this is the angle and it's up, and here's the angle on this and it's up, okay? So that's what we've got. So now to do this, what you can do, I'm going to set this aside. What you can do is, the other thing I was going to show you, now you have another option too. I didn't do it on these kits, but you can do this. If you want a more substantial frame, you can fill it with, these are just styrofoam strips that I cut with my X-Acto knife. And it takes exactly 4 of these styrofoam to fit inside these. Now I cut them, the width of them, I cut them a little tiny bit shorter than 1 inch. And then I stacked 4 of them, and that will equal, 4 of them equals 3/4 of an inch. And you can shove them in here, but you've got to cut these to the width of the shorter. So these cannot be any longer than 10 1/4. Mine are just about 10 1/8 actually. So they'll go all the way down to this end, but they won't come out here. They can't come out here because if they do, then, let's see, if they do come out here, then you wouldn't be able to put this in there like this. Like this, okay? This is what you need to do, is you need to get this in here, and then they'll just go around. Now that it'll leave, then the ones that go in here, okay, let's see, the ones that go in here will be, I need 2 more short ones, we'll fill in that corner. Okay, I like to put them all together first. Okay, and then get them in there. Let's give them a bit of a problem. Let me just put 1 in there. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. And you can shove that in there. It's really tight. That's why you don't want to go a full 1 inch. Okay, so you shove these in, and they will go. That one's a little bit, oh, there we go. Got it lined up. Now they're lined up here, and they're not exceeding that. So that when you put these, put this, okay, this has got angle up. This is angled up. When you put this in there, like that, you can press down on this. And it's, the styrofoam is here, but it goes to here too on this one. So it really makes it very, very sturdy if you want to do that. I did not build these kits to do that, but I'm showing you in case that's something that you want to do. Now I'm going to have to get these out of here. Well, maybe I'll leave them in there and just, no, I want to show you how to do that. put them together. If you put them together this way, you have to glue down here and then under here on top there. Well, we can do that. Either way, it's just fine. So what I would do is I would put some glue in on this section right here, okay? And then quickly, you have to put glue on here and in here, underneath, right there, in that triangle there, on the inside of the triangle, okay? And then you take this and just making sure that this is down, slide it in and hold it in place, okay? Now, if there's no styrofoam in there, then you can't press down on it. I'm going to use this to kind of square it up. There we go. I've got it squared up. I've got that on the line. I've got this on the line. And I can press down on that. Okay? Now, since there is some, if you're not happy with it, take it out before it dries. I didn't really quite have that in there all the way. So I'm going to put some more on there. I'm going to put some more here. Try it again. Get it lined up. Press it in there. Like that. Okay? So I guess I'm going to be doing all of them. Let's see. I need 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So we'll just go ahead and go with that. So if I was just going to do this, I would just put it in there and glue it. Okay? And you can do that pretty easily. So just put some glue down here on this square and then on the inside of the triangle, on the inside, and then slide this in and hold it in place. Okay? All right, so let's go ahead and put these on these. And slide that in there. A little tight. You know what? I can get that in there, and then and that. I really did get that pretty snug. I'll lift one of these up, slide this one in between the other ones so they push out. Now I got to push some of these down, make them flat like that so that they'll be exactly right there. Okay, so I got that one done. Let's see. This will go easier. Oh, I'm going to slide this in this way. Put that one in between. Okay. And then push down on these. And that's flush right there. Okay. So now the next one I'm going to do is I did long, short, and then this is going to be, okay, up over here. to dry fit this, make sure that it's going to work.
I'm going to push these down in a little bit there, a little bit. Too close to the edge. All right, I think that's better. Like that. All right, so I'm going to glue this square in here. I'm going to also glue here too. And the underside of the triangle. And I got a little on the outside, so I'll wipe that off. And let's put this in here, like so. I need to square this up. Okay, I think that's square. No, it's not. That is. Like that. Okay. So now this one will be like this, there, and like this over here. Just like that, okay? And it's solid. All right, so now you can do both of those at the same time. So I'm going to put glue right here on this one, and on this, and on the triangle. And then on this piece here also. Like that. I'm going to just put these right in there, just at the same time. Because you can't really do one at a time on the last two. You got to do them at the same time. I really do like putting that foam in there. Makes them so sturdy. Now the other thing is, and I pre-made one. I don't know what I did with it. I pre-made one. What did I do with it? Good night. It's not there. I don't know what I did with it. Oh, here it is. I put it in the drawer. Okay, so here. Okay, here's another one exactly like that one. So I've got two of them. This one does not have any styrofoam in it. You can, see that it doesn't have any styrofoam in it. But the reason I did that is because I wanted to show you that if you wanted to really make some real depth, we could stack these on top of each other. Now, there'd be a seam on the side like that, but you could always cover this, you could always cover it. So that's just another option if you wanted something deeper, and it's a little difficult to do that with, one piece of paper, but I don't know how that would work. But anyway, so we've got this. Now, actually, you know what? I'm going to go back to this one since it's exactly like the one that you're going to have in your kit. This does not have the styrofoam in it. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with our pieces. So let me get those ready. Okay. Got this blue piece for the back. Okay. Now, actually, I wanted to show you how to cut those out. These are my die cut pieces, so I'm going to put those over here. This is my backing piece, which I'm not going to put on yet. Okay. Oh, and these are just the frame themselves. All right, so
what you're going to have in your kit is this piece right here. Either one of these. Okay, so I've already kind of cut some pieces, and then I traced them onto here, and I've also scored them. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this piece here, okay, and on these curvy lines we're going to just cut. Now the pencil mark's on the back, so you don't have to stay exactly on the pencil mark, but it's a recommendation. You certainly can cut it any way you want to do it, but this is the fastest way I know how to show you. So I'm just going to cut on that wavy line as smoothly as I can. And if I go off a little bit, that's perfectly fine. Okay, so I've done that. Now you notice on here, hopefully you can see, there is a score line here, 1/4 of an inch from the edge, okay, and 1/4 of an inch from this edge and from this edge. And this piece is like 10 inches wide because it will allow 1/4 of an inch here and here so that you can glue it down. And I did the score line so that you fold it back. The pencil mark will be on the back, okay? Pencil mark will be on the back. That'll score there. And then this will fold into the back so that when you put it in, this will glue to the bottom and this will glue to the sides, okay? Like that. So that's number 3 piece. 3, and this is number 2. Larger scissors would probably be a good idea so you don't have a herky-jerky cut. But yeah, I'll get by. You could also put glue on the edges of these and let them dry before you put them in, you know, like along this curvy edge facing the front. Okay, and that goes in, and that goes in. Okay, now we've got this one piece in the middle and a score line down there. So I'm going to cut right along that straight line, and it doesn't have to be perfect because it's going to be folded under anyway, but you know, you always try to get it as close as you can without stressing out. Okay, so I've cut that, and now I'm going to cut number 1 out. And if I go off a little bit, that's just perfectly fine. Just makes it a little bit more interesting. Okay, like that. I'm going to fold that 1/4 of an inch up, like that. And I'm going to fold these in. Now, the other thing is before I put these in, I don't want this bulk here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this up, and I'm going to cut the corner off of this right through that intersection there. So only have a little piece there, and this will fold up, but then it'll not have a lot of bulk there, okay? So I'm going to cut those little corners off of those real quick. All 3 pieces. You can just cut the square off if you want, but this is faster. All right, so now that I've got 1, 2, 3, I could throw the rest of this away. Don't throw the wrong pieces away. So now I'm going to start with number 1. Now
because I'm going to start with number 1 because I want to get it installed in the right position with this. Now see your numbers on the back. So I'm going to put it in with this and my angles on the front. So to do that, I'm going to put some glue on these tabs. Not on the side where the number is, on the front, okay? Because these are going to fold under and up against the side, right there. And I find the easiest way to do this is really from the side or the back, whatever. So I'm gonna position this to where it is about not quite a full 1/4 inch, but I'm going to put it back from the front edge a little bit, okay? This is a little tricky. I'm trying to do it so you can see it, but that's causing me a bit of a problem. My glue is starting to dry before I get it in there, so I'm going to have to put some more glue on there. Let's do it again. And there. Maybe the best thing to do is keep those in. Put this down like that first, and like that. I didn't have that much trouble before, but see, goes to show you. There's that. Okay, it's getting there. I'm getting it. I need to put a little bit more glue in there. If it's not going all the way to the end, just do your best and hold it in place. Now, other things that you put on here are going to cover any little things up. Let me see. I'm going to pull this down, put some glue on it, push it back into place, and hold it there. Okay. Now that's number 1. On number 1, the only thing that I really did on the back of number 1 was the deer, these deer. And I put them right about there. There's a bottom strip there. I put that behind. And I don't take it all the way to the end because I'm going to have trees in there. But some of the trees will cover him. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put this on here like this. Glue them. And just attach them to the back of that first strip. Okay, so that's on like that. Now I can do number 2. Okay, number 2 is going to go a little bit, a 1/4 of an inch or so back from the number 1. Okay, so you can just kind of butt it up to that right there and there, and glue it right in place like this. Okay, so let's do that. I'm just wondering if I could just do this
fold these in. Fold these in. Put your glue on here. Add your tabs later. Oh, and then you can see where your edge is for that. I don't know if I can show you that. I'll try. Okay. Once I get it down, my glue is drying. So here's a little bit of space there. That just takes a little bit of patience. I'm going to have to roll that one out again because it's not going all the way to the edge. If it's not going to the edge, just kind of roll it back out. And put your glue on it again. I'm just putting glue on the 1/4 inch strip. And there. And let's get that in there before it dries. That's a little tedious, but it's worth it. It's really worth it. Roll it back a little bit and hold it in place. Come on, you come back. There. The other thing is if you're having troubles with them not staying separated, because you want them separated, you could always cut a little piece of styrofoam. Do I have any left? Let's see. You could cut a tiny little piece of styrofoam with your ruler and your craft knife, like this. I'm gonna cut just one little one. And don't try to cut it all at once. Make several passes. Okay, I'm going to do several of them in case I need them. I'm going to take this with me to class in case anybody needs to do this. Oh, I did not get that straight. Not good. Oh, let's start over on this side. See, that's why you don't want it to move on you. So don't try to cut it all at once. There. That should do it. All right, so I've got that. Now what I can do is I can take this and just kind of wedge it in between those like that. And I might want to glue that down too, by the way, so that well, it's going to be hard to taking it out, but I do need to glue this tab down over here. I need to pull it back so it stays parallel, like so. Okay. This is moving over here too, so I do have to put this in its place. I do have to put him in his place. Okay, there you go. And then, let's see.
On that one, I need to, I'm going to stick one of these in this, over on this side too. So that, all right, so that, on the first one, yeah. Then the next one, I'm going to take one of these trees. You've got two of these, okay? And let me see how I've got this. Okay. Clean all this out. This is Tim Holtz dye. You just have to clean up all this stuff out of here. Love this dye. It's really pretty. It works for this really well. Now, I did see something extremely similar to this on YouTube. I think I said that before. So I'm just kind of taking off on their original design and just kind of making it my own. Now this one is going to go on the back of the second one, okay? So I'm just going to put some glue on the bottom of this. And I'm going to just attach it to the back of this. Sort of like that. Not up too high. Like that. And then on nothing on that side. Okay, yeah. I hate to have to reinvent my wheel. Now I'm ready to put what I need on here. But what I did is I didn't want anything behind the deer because it just gets too muddled and you can't tell one thing from the other. These deer kind of stand out because they're in the front. But my deer on this last piece on the right in the background need to be let me see here. Yeah, I think that's what I did. I think I cut it right here. So let's just cut this and this and that. So I'm going to put this on the back of the third one, okay? Put this on the back of the third one. This and I'm going to put in later. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put it back here. I don't get it past your fold line. I want the trees to look a little smaller. So I'm going to just do this like that. I'm going to lay this down like that. That fine. Then I'm going to, now I'm going to put deer on the front of this, but I want to see how it matches up with this first. So I'm going to turn this around like so, and turn this around, and the back edge of this should be right at the back of the box here. Let me do this and this. Come on. But this has got a little bit more edge here. All right, there's that. There. And there. Come on. Come back. There. There. And like this. Too far forward. You got to keep the back edge like that to keep it up, straight up. Okay, come on. Stay, please. Don't go forward. How does it look? How does it look? Oh, I think it looks great. Okay, so now this is going to go back a little bit. It's not leaning quite. Okay, so we got that one. Okay, like that. Now we've got that. We're going to find, let's see, we've got this pine branch. We've got some snowflakes. We've got two of these trees. This is Tim Holtz also. These guys. And we've got these snowflake things. They're going to go on the blue. So they're going to go on the background piece. And these are the bunnies. Where's the other bunny? Here's one bunny, two bunnies. Here's the aspen trees, birch trees, whatever. And here's the little deers, background deer. So this is what I want to do next. I am going to put some tiny, I'm going to flip them over and find some little squares, these little foam squares, and put those. I can put one on him, two on him, maybe two on the other, I don't remember. Let me turn it. See the edge there. And then, like that. That should work. Now, I can put, I'm going to put this underneath so I can push down on that. But I need to see it. So let me get it over here. I'm going to put him on this tree. Is going to go like this. Take this out. So I can see what I'm doing. Oops. So if I put this like here, that, then my male deer, the antlers, I want him just a little bit behind that. Okay, and then the female will go to the left of him. Like this. Oh, like that. Okay, set down. So now I've got the deer on there. All right, and now, actually, let's see, do I want to put this, this is coming over too much for my liking. I want it to go back. I want to keep it away from the deer. Okay, that'll be fine. Okay, so now what I can do is I can put my background on and then put the foreground stuff on. So this is going to go like this, like that. Okay, I want this. I really need to clean these off, but it's so pretty. All right. Get this out of the way. I would suggest getting all these things cleaned up before you start putting it together. I probably should have. The video wouldn't be so long. Okay. Thought these cut out a little bit. Well, they're just spots that didn't. Come on, get out of there. Okay. Getting there. Almost. What the heck? That's weird. Okay. And keep going. Ah. And come on, come on, come on. There. Oh gosh, oh, next one's easier than that. Didn't I have two of them in here? Thought I did. Where is it? Good grief. What did I do with it? Two of these. I know I have two of them. Do I have two each? I guess I didn't. I'm gonna have to make some more. Ay, caramba. All right, so let's clean this one up, and we'll have to cut some more for the kits. I only did one each, but you need two. You need two of these to go across. So, borrowed one from another kit, so I'll have to replace it. Like that. That's looking pretty good. So now I'm going to, I want to match this up with that, like that. But this doesn't quite match up right. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use a pencil just for grins and just do like this. I'm going to cut that little corner off, just kind of sort of like this. And just go like that. Kind of need to cut that off too. All right, so now this will match with that better, okay? Won't look really weird. So I'm going to set this aside, and I'm going to center these on here like this. Now, I might want to drop them down a little bit. Let me see. If I do it like this, like so, will too much of it show? No, it looks kind of good to me. But I don't really want them to show that much, so I'm going to push them up a little bit. I just want the bottom parts to show. So I'm going to just glue this one down real quick. I'm going to use my other glue, my matte medium glue. Let's do this. Oh, come on. There we go. Come on. Whoa, way too much. Way too much. Okay. Wow, it's coming out way too fast. Let's see if that'll work. Come on. Put it right like this. A little bit down from the top edge, but not too much. Now, that glue will dry matte, so I'm not worried about it. Okay, like so. Put that right there. can glue this down to the frame, I think. Get some glue around here. I've got a 3/8 inch, not a 3/8, 3/4 inch edge around here. So I'm going to do this all the way around like that. Line this up at the bottom edge. Press it down. Turn it over. I'm going to put some glue in here. Maybe along this edge too. I'm going to take another piece of this and I'm going to put it in here like that too. Keep those trees back away from my deer. Stay back from my deer. I need to glue it down though. I need to put some glue on that. On this one. This is not working. It's really plugged up. All right. Man, that's just won't stop plugging up. I need to clean the whole tip out, I think. Yeah, I'm getting dirty glue out of that, so that means there's rust in there. Put this on there. There, that's looking better. All right, my spacers. So now, the other thing is this tree that I cut off, I think I want to put them right back here like this. So, just gonna put some glue on this. I'm getting very frustrated with that glue bottle. All right, and then I'm gonna put this down in here. You probably use tweezers would be a good idea. And just like that, glue it right back to the blue. Okay, so we got trees over here behind these deers, trees behind these deers. Oh yeah, and I need to, where are my I think they're dropping on the floor. That's where they probably are. Oh, they are. There's that one. And that one. That is. Okay, so now I got to put these trees on here. So I love these trees. I just love these trees. So I'm going to put this right here so I know where to put these. Running out of time here. Need to get this done. So what I want to do is, you know what, I'm just going to put this on top and glue it down to there. That's what I'm going to do. Except I want to show as much of this, of the top branches as I can. I'm going to have a pine cone thing up here anyway. So what I'm going to do is cut it right there. Okay, so right here is where I'm going to cut it. Right there. So that I can put it on here like this. And glue it up there. So I'm putting glue on the bottom of this, and there, and there, and there. And I'm going to put the bottom down first, bring it up, and like that, like so. You can angle them whichever way you want. Now this one, same thing, right here. Nope. Start at the top, at the top, and then figure out where you're going to cut it down here, and I can see at this spot right here is what I want to do. So I'm going to just tear that off, put this glue down at the bottom, a little bit up here at the top, like that. Now I'm going to put this kind of in the middle of the deer so you can still see his legs. Take it up like that, like so. Like it. Now, I can put on my little bunnies. So I'm going to have my trees, pardon me, my trees. Which one's the big one? Okay, this one's going to go here like this. Okay, I'm going to glue it to there. So I'm going to have glue here, here, and here. Okay, here, here, and there. Just where it's going to touch. Okay, so I'm right there, right there. I should have used matte medium on that. I did not. Then I'm going to put this one on too. Just over top of that one. Come on. There. these. And I can put this one more forward, like that. I think I'll bring it down a little bit. There. So down the center, pretty much. There we go. Sort of like that. Okay. Now we're going to tuck these little rabbits in here. So this one's going to go here. This one's going to go here, but I'm going to pop them up a little bit so that they like come out a little bit. So let's just acorns. Okay, here they are. One here and one there. Let's get him down first. As long as he doesn't come out further than the front of this, it'll be fine. Let's get him right in there. This little guy, same thing. Two of these. Right there. Like that. So there's little bunnies. Now I need the, I'm not going to put the stars on until I get it on the base. So let's, I'm going to put this down though. Come on. Clean out all the things in this. This is Elizabeth Craft die. And so I'm going to just kind of put this, I don't want to cover up my trees too much, just a little bit. All right, so put some glue on here. Like this. That, and then I'm going to put a bow up there. Now, didn't want to mess up the bottom of my thing. That thing will not stay back. Son of a gun. All right, so, okay, now we're going to glue our bases. Now, I like to use Elmer's wood glue. So I'm going to get my base, and I'm going to line this up with my, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 3.5 would put it like right there. Put this glue. On here. And I'm going to also put some on here too. So right here, like this. Should be about right. I think that's about right. Let me see. Yeah. It's about, I'm just eyeballing this. Now, on this, I'm going to actually mark this. That's 11. So, is that 11? Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and a half would be right there. Uh-oh. Gotta make sure that's still in the right spot. It's not. Need to move it over here. And then this can go right like this. I have to leave it there for a second. Hold it in place. I'll turn it this way, make sure I've got it squared up. I think I probably could have done that with quick dry, but it's okay. Okay, so I've got that there. I can tie this onto the base. Let's go crooked on me. I'm trying to rush this. Okay, I'm not going to rush it. I'm just going to put that there. I'm going to take this and I'm going to line it up to there. Except it's not quite right. Okay, 5.5 on this side would be is that right? Yeah. A little bit of wood glue. A little bit of wood glue right there. And there's my spot. So I'm going to put that right there. And, oh yeah, a bow. There's a little bow over here that I'm going to put a glue dot on. And I'm going to put that on the corner. Right like this. Oh, you know what? I'm going to angle this, the ends of this, a little like this, like that, and like that. Put it on like that. Okay. Now I can put my snowflakes on. Okay.
this one I can put like right here. I'd lean it over, but I can't. Put that right about there. I'm putting stickles in that hole, so I want to make sure the hole is completely on solid. Then, where's the other ones? There's this one and this one. Let me get these out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. This one. Put that one right there. And this one, I'm going to put up next to here, like this. So I just glue this. What all is going to touch? That. Okay, this. And that. Like so. Ooh. Well, it'll be all right. Here's the cap to this. Ay, ay, ay. Here it is. Okay. And then a little bit of stickles. Let's see, where's my stickles? Oh, that one's about empty. It's empty too. Thought I had some more stickles. What did I do with the stickles? What did I do with the stickles? Come on. What did I do with them? Well, that's okay. I'll just tell you where to put the stickles. So here's what we got. Hopefully I can turn this and show you. This is not tied on yet, but it's like this. Okay, so that's what we've got. I think I've got all the pieces in there. I'm going to put stickles here, here, here. I might put a little on the trees. I wouldn't. You do whatever you want, but I just wish these trees would go back further. And that's it. So, Merry Christmas. I hope you enjoyed your little gift, and I will see you soon. Happy New Year, too. Bye.